Hello everyone. Um, Today I'm going to be showing you my code for assignment 4, which is all about Ajax and forms. Sorry, I'm a little sick. So we have to show errors, blah 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 blah. Okay, so here is what it looks like. We have your start date, end date, favorites, title, string, or title, body, limit results, sort, and sort descending. Coming over here, we'll go through the HTML first. We use Bootstrap for this, so title, Ajax testing, we have the typical jQuery, Bootstrap optional theme, JavaScript, and the JavaScript file, custom CSS for this assignment. So it splits into 2 rows or 2 columns, 6. The form ID is get post form for the PHP. This is just typical labels for forms and everything: start date, end date, the favorites, and then your options for the drop down, your title, your body, your limit results, sort, and sort descending, and then your submit button here. Then here's your output div with your errors and your output. And then this is for Ajax. When it's doing something, it'll come up with a little spinning GIF of, just to let the user know that something's happening. Okay, moving on. JavaScript. Okay, here we go. So document ready functions, typical starting. This is just the Ajax GIF I was talking about. If it displays or not, if something's happening. So this is saying get post form. When it submits, what are we doing? So this clears the outputs so the errors can't stack on top of each other. So we have our variables here: start date, end date, title, limit, favorites, body, sort, descending, and that's all being read in from the form for the value. So here's our regular expression checking. So this is the date pattern for the start and end date. It's saying has to start with 2 numbers 0 through 9, and then it has to be another 2 numbers 0 through 9, and then it has to be 4 numbers 0 through 9, and that's what it has to end with. Otherwise it won't work. And then your error is a blank string. Okay, so coming out for the regex validation. So if the date pattern does not match the start date, it'll say please enter a valid start date, and it'll make the error variable have an actual length. Excuse me, sorry. And we have the same thing here with the end date. Let me just get rid of this console log. That was just for troubleshooting. So it'll say error equals error plus enter a valid end date, and we do that because if there was an error to begin with here, we'd have to add it on. Otherwise, it would just replace the first error. So let's say there is no error here. This is good. Then the error will still be blank. So it'll be error equals blank plus enter a valid end date. So everything will work out fine. So here comes the Ajax. Sorry. So the Ajax comes in. The URL it's getting it from is getpost.html.php. That's where we're working with. We have an object here. The data contains the start date, the end date, the title, limit, favorites, sort descending, and body. So on a successful function, like if everything goes perfectly from a server response, it'll output everything that the server wants to give it to, so into the output div. So everything's gonna, stack up here, hopefully. If there's an error, if any of these things are returned from the server, just get rid of this. So it'll either say service is unavailable. So if Cloud9 isn't working, that's the error. Otherwise, any other error will just say an unknown error has occurred, and then it'll give the error from the server. And then on the complete function, it'll show the Ajax, or it'll hide the Ajax. It'll make it true, so that the GIF that's loading will go away, and it'll appear with everything that's happening. And then this is just for when it's loading. Moving on to the PHP file. So the first line here, require once, is kind of like an import line from Java. So it's going to require that we get everything from the PHP file once. So what it's saying is if there are more than 0 results from the server, then create an unordered list and put everything into a list into the HTML. So it's putting it into the date from the server, putting in the title, the body, and the favorites and everything. That ends the list, and then that ends the PHP, ends the unordered list, or sorry, that's the list item. Otherwise, if there's no results, it'll just say no results found. Let me boot up CSS here. So the title is supposed to be bold. The date is italic. Favorites have a red background with a white color, a little bit of padding, and the errors are red. What else are we supposed to do here? Let's look at this. It's just an array in the JSON file, an array with all of the data. But we don't need that for now. So let's go back here. Let's go over here now. Refresh. So let's see what happens when you don't put in a good date. Let's just put in a bunch of gibberish. Let's hit submit. And since we didn't even put in a good start date or an end date, it gives us these 2 errors. Please enter a valid start date and a valid end date. Okay. I will do so. Let me put in a good start date, and let me put in a gibberish end date. See what my... Okay, so it says please enter a valid end date. Okay, let me do that. And let me enter a not properly formatted start date. See what it says. It did not like that one bit. Yeah, so that's what happens if you do that. So let's put in a successful question, or query rather. See what happens. Submit, and we get everything. So this is everything. You see that it's italic, the title is bold, and this is the body. Now let's sort. So we'll sort by date, and let's have it sort descending, submit, and it starts from the top and goes all the way down. Perfect. Let's sort by title, sort descending, it starts with a W, goes down. Perfect. Let's change it the other way around here. Yep, starts from A, goes all the way up. Perfect. Now let me show you the Ajax request in the network tab of... Man, this phone. The network tab of the inspect element, the dev tools. So we submit it, and we see that get post.html submits everything. We can even see our variables here. So PHP question mark, the start date equals 04/01/2015, end date is 04/07/2015. You can see that it's passing through all the variables and everything. It's a get, a type, text.html, and we can see how long it took for everything to get through. So yeah, that's about everything for this assignment. So thanks for watching.